Hello everyone, welcome to AVLSI lab number 6. So in today's experiment, we will be analyzing various current mirror circuits. So let us begin with part A. So here we have been given a basic current mirror. So as you can see, M1 and M2 are connected. M1 is connected in the diode connected mode. And we have a resistor over here, which is generating I reference current. And this basic current mirror I out will be in having a relation with I reference. Okay. So that's what the basic current mirror will be. And the relation between them will be in terms of aspect ratios of M1 and M2. So your supply voltage is applied maybe around 0 to 5 volts or a constant voltage. And yeah, these are the parameters given to us for M1 and M2. So basically the first table is for the first row we have VTO equal to 0.7 volt. W is 10 micrometer, length is 5 micrometer for both the cases. Lambda, Kp and gamma is same for both the cases, 0.04, 10 microampere per volt square, and gamma is 0. The width of M2 transistor is double of M1, that is 20 micrometer. Rest all the parameters remains the same. Okay, so let's understand the procedure. So first of all, we have to connect the circuit as per the diagram given over here in LT-Spice. And then we have to perform the DC analysis and vary the VDD from 0 to 5 volt in steps of 0.1, and then plot I out and I reference. Okay, with lambda equal to 0. Lambda 1 to equal to 0 means lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2 is equal to 0. Now note down the both the currents at VDD equal to 2 volt, 3 volt and 4 volt, and find out the ratio I out upon I reference. Now we have to repeat step number 2 and 3 with lambda 1 equal to lambda 2 is equal to 0.04. So this is one half of the experiment of this part A. In the second half of part A, we have to perform the transient analysis, vary the time from 0 to 5 milliseconds in the steps of 0.5 milliseconds, and plot I out and I reference with lambda equal to 0 and VDD equal to 5 volt. Now again, we have to note down both the currents at any timing between 0 to 5, let's say 2 milliseconds, and find out the ratio I out upon I reference. And we have to repeat this step number 5 and 4 with lambda 1 equal to lambda 2 equal to 0.04. So that's about it. Let us start with this connections for a basic current mirror. Okay, I will minimize the screen and keep it over here so that we can open up the library and we can select the components. Yeah, so here is my library. So I will require NMOS transistor. So I'll type over here NMOS 4. So I have this one transistor. I will keep it over here. Next is I want one more transistor, but this transistor have to be mirror image. The gate should be on the right hand side. So what I will do is I'll maximize a bit. I will select this transistor and here I will go and click on mirror. Okay, so I have to exactly mirror this transistor. It's done now. So I'll go back to the, yeah. So now next is we have to connect a register. So I will take the register from here and connect it over here somewhere. Yes. And then, oh, sorry for that. Yeah. Then I require a supply voltage. So I'll go to the library and type voltage and I place it over here. So now only job is to connect them with the wires. So I'll quickly connect them with the wires. So here it is. The connections are coming up. The gate terminals are tied together. So I'll tie them together. And this is connected to the drain terminal of M1. We'll rename the transistors in a short while, just a minute. So here I will be connecting it to the supply voltage, which will be calling it as VDD. So here we have quickly connected the connections. And now we have to just do the connections for the body terminal. So body terminal is grounded. So we will ground it over here. Similarly, the body or the substrate terminal is also grounded. So we'll similarly ground it over here. And this is connected to the ground. Fine. So it is exactly in the same manner over here. And now we will define the names properly. This is actually M1. Okay. Then we call this as NMOS1. We call this as M2 as per the diagram given to us. We will call this as NMOS2 so that it's easier to distinguish inside the model, dot model. This is RD. The value is 470 kilo ohms. So 470 kilo ohms, and this is the supply voltage. The value is 5 volt initially, and the name of this supply is VDD. Okay, yeah. So we have completed the connections for the circuit quickly, and we will also define the label. So here we have a label I reference. We call it as I reference, and we will have a label here also. We'll call this as I out. So let me call this label as I out, and this we will call it as a I reference. So now we will look into it. I'll click on OK. Fine. So now what we have to do is we have to perform the DC analysis. So before doing that, we have to define the dot model. So how to define the dot model? Right click, go to draft, go to SPICE directive. So once you go to SPICE directive, we have to write the dot model statement. So dot model NMOS1, reserve word NMOS. Sorry, the model spelling is wrong. Dot model NMOS 1, and then we have NMOS, and we have to give the parameters. The VTO is around 0.7 volts. Then space, we leave a space. W is 10 micrometer, so we'll write 10 micrometer. L is 5 micrometer. Let us see to it. Yeah, lambda is given as 0 initially. Okay, we will change it to 0.04 later. P is 10 micro, so you can write 10 U, and gamma is given as 0. So gamma is equal to 0. Okay, so what we will do is we'll copy the same line and do Control M so that we can go to next line and copy it over here. Now only difference is between the width of the second transistor. The width is given as 20. Let us confirm. Yeah, the width of the M2 is 20. So this model we will paste onto the schematic or on the main screen. Yeah, so it's fitted now, and let me just yes. So now we will see the procedure what needs to be done. So we need to perform the DC analysis. So for performing the DC analysis, what we need to do is we need to go to simulate. Let me just slightly minimize it. We need to perform the DC analysis very VDD from 0 to 5. So we'll go to simulate, and we will click on run, and we have to click on DC sweep. So in the DC sweep, name the first source to sweep. So we will sweep the voltage VDD. The type of sweep will be linear. The start value should be 0, end value is 5, increment is 0.1. Okay, and we click on OK. Whenever that happens, we again go to the circuit, and then here it is 5 volt given, right? So we'll remove that. Now once we remove that, that means VDD is variable now. So VDD will vary from 0 to 5 in the steps of 0.1. Fine. So now what we need to do is, now we need to simulate. Okay, we have simulated already. We got a graph. Yeah. So x-axis is 0 to 5 as expected. And what are we plotting? We are plotting I out, that is ID2, because over here, if you see, the current flowing through I out is basically ID2 only, the current drain current through M2 transistor, and I reference is nothing but ID1. So basically, we will plot ID1, ID of M1, and then we will plot ID of M2, drain current of M2. And we will go back to the observation table. We'll maximize this part. And now we will go back to the observation table, what all readings we have to take. Okay, there are two observations table over here. Observation table number 1. For DC analysis, we have to vary VDD from 0 to 5. We did that. We have made lambda equal to 0. We did that. W by L ratio of 2 is twice of W by L ratio of 1. That we did. Then we have to vary the VDD, and we have to measure I reference at VDD equal to 2 volt, I out at VDD equal to 2 volt, 2, 3, and 4 volt. And then we have to note down the value of I out upon I reference by simulation and by calculation. So instead of doing this 2 volt, 3 volt, and 4 volt, you all can do it in your lab. but I will be taking a sample case, which is not a part of the lab of your experiment, 2.5 volt sample value. Okay. So I'll take it as sample value of 2.5 volt. That means what? At VDD equal to 2.5 volt, I need to measure what is the value of ID, ID of M1, drain current of M1 and drain current of M2. So I can just keep the cursor over here and easily measure it. But there is a better way of doing it. The better way is using the dot measure statement. So what we will do is, I will open up a WordPad. Just a minute. Okay, so I opened up the notepad. So in the notepad, I will be writing the dot measure statements over here. And let us see what we need to find out. We need to measure I reference. Okay, we need to measure I reference and at VDD equal to 2.5. So what is the dot measure statement for that? We will write over here. Let me expand it a little over here. So we'll write dot measure, and let's say the variable name is I reference A, and we will find what is that I reference. Basically, I reference is basically the current flowing through M1 transistor, correct? So if you see over here, the current flowing through M1 transistor is ID of M1. So we'll give exactly that name over here. So we'll write find ID of M1, that is the drain current of M1, when VDD is equal to, how much is VDD? Should be equal to 2.5 volt. Okay, so that's the statement we have over here. So what the statement will do is, it will give you the value of ID, I reference, when VDD is equal to 2.5 volt. Okay, so we'll add this dot measure statement. Now there is another statement which we have to write, which is dot measure I out of A, let's say, and let's just remove this A term. We'll write I out upon I reference. So this is find. Now I out is basically current flowing through M2 transistor. So it will be ID of M2, and at what value we have to find? When VDD is equal to 2.5 volt. Okay, so this will give you the value of I out, and the earlier statement will give you the value of I reference at VDD equal to 2.5 volt. And now we also want to calculate the ratio, that is I out upon I reference. So we'll type over here ratio, and this is a variable. Then we'll type param, and we will do I out divided by I reference. So this will store the value of I out upon I reference in the variable ratio. So these three statements, what we will do is, we need to add it in the spice directive. Okay, so I'll right click over here, go to draft, and go to spice directive, and I paste the statements over here. Okay, so this dot measure statements will help us to directly calculate the ratio I out upon I reference along with I reference value and I out value. Let's see that how it does that. So I have already simulated. I'll simulate it again. We are getting the graph of ID of M1 and ID of M2, drain current of M1 and M2. You all can take this print screen, take the print screen of the schematic, and you could add a label over here such that we can call it as a basic current mirror. Okay, just the name convention for the circuit. It's basic current mirror. Fine, we are simulating its behavior, and we are checking whether the relation between I reference and I out is, by simulation and by calculation, are they matching or not. So let us run this. We have ran the simulation once, so we run it over again, and then I will maximize this part where the statement values will be stored. We have to go to view, and then we have to go to spice error log. So this dot measure results will be saved in the spice error log. So once I click on the spice error log, I'm getting these readings. Okay, so I out value is coming out to be 2.72 microamperes at 2.5 volt VDD. I out value came out to be, I reference came out to be 2.72. I out value came out to be 5.44 microamperes at 2.5, and the ratio I out upon I reference is coming out to be 2 directly. So let's see whether we are getting in consistent value from here. Yeah, I reference is 2.7201 microamperes. I out is 5.4402 microamperes, and the ratio of I out upon I reference is 2. So that is perfectly fine. Now we will check out some of the calculations over here. So let me check out the calculations. So we'll calculate this I out upon I reference by calculation. So what is the formula? We will check out the formula first. So if lambda is given as 0, then VDD is 2.5 volt. Your I out versus I reference relation is that I out divided by I reference is equal to W by L of 2 divided by W by L of 1. Now length for both the transistors M1 and M2 is 5 micrometer. The length of M1 is 10. I mean, the width of M1 is 10 micrometer, and the width of M2 is 20 micrometer. So it's a simple 4 divided by 2. That will be 2. So basically, for the first case, the I out and I out divided by I reference ratio is coming exactly equal to 2 by simulation and by calculation. Okay, so this will complete the DC analysis part. Now let's go to the timing analysis part, transient analysis. So for the transient analysis, what we need to do is, let me see. Let me go over here. Okay, before going there, actually what we need to do is we need to repeat this DC analysis for lambda equal to 0.04. So let's do that quickly. So we'll go to the circuit over here. It will take hardly few seconds. Here, instead of lambda equal to 0, we will put it as 0.04. Okay, so 0.04, enter, and then you again simulate it. You get the graph, you take the print screen of the graphs, then we'll go to the view, go to the spice error log, and here are the results. Okay, so let's see whether these results are consistent with the formula in hand. So let us check it out. As per the table, when lambda is 0.04, the value of I reference is coming out to be, by simulation, 2.7417. Here it is, 2.7417 microamperes. I out value is 5.7531, yeah, microamperes. And the ratio I out upon I reference by simulation is coming 2.09833. Okay, so these are the values which we are getting by simulation. Now let's check it by calculation. So if you have lambda non-zero, then your formula will change slightly of the basic current mirror. So if lambda is 0.04, your I out upon I reference is given by W by L of 2 into 1 plus lambda 2 VDS2 divided by W by L of 1 into 1 plus lambda 1 VDS1. So basically here we have to calculate the value of VDS1 and VDS2, right? So how do we do that? We go back to the circuit, and here we just comment this part .dc by putting an semicolon, and we'll again simulate the circuit. So we'll click on simulate, run, and we'll perform the DC operating point analysis. We click on OK. Okay, so DC operating point analysis will run. So basically for the DC operating point analysis, we required a VDD value to be 5 volt. Okay, sorry, not 5 volt exactly, 2.5 volt, because right now we are checking the readings at VDD equal to 2.5 volt, correct? Yeah, VDD equal to 2.5. So we will put the value of VDD as, sorry for that, VDD value is around 2.5 volt. Now we'll simulate it again. It will give us the readings. We'll close this. We are not interested in that. We are interested in the spice error log, especially the values of VDS. So we can expand this and we can copy this part. This part is showing the VDS value for both. Okay. So if you, I will copy this part. I'll do Control C and I'll close this, and then I'll paste those readings over here. I'll go to the comment and I'll paste those readings over here. Okay. Yeah. So that means what? In a basic current mirror, we have discussed this before. M1 is a diode connected MOSFET. So basically your VDS and VGS will be same. As you can see over here, M1 transistor has VGS value 1.21. Also VDS value is same. Now, and also for a current mirror, the VGS1 and VGS2 are same. So as you can see, VGS1 is equal to 1.21 and VGS2 is equal to 1.21. So both the readings are same. And what about VDS2? So VDS2 is equal to 2.5 because your supply voltage is equal to 2.5, right? Because your drain voltage is directly connected to VDD and your source voltage is directly connected to ground. So VDS2 is 2.5 whereas VGS1, VGS2 and VDS1 is 1.21. Okay, so we have noted that readings over here. VDS1 is 1.21 and VDS2 is 2.5. So we substitute the values over here. So we'll get this ratio is 2 and 2 into 1 plus 0.04 into 2.5, right? This is VDS2 2.5 divided by 1 plus 0.04 into 1.21. So if you solve this and put the values into calculator, you will get I out upon I reference as 2.0984. Okay, 2.0984. So this reading we put in the second table. And now if you compare the calculated value and the simulated value, the difference is hardly in the third decimal point. Okay, so we are getting accurate results for the current mirror. So by simulation, we are getting 2.09833. And by calculation, we are getting 2.0984. So hardly any difference between the both. Okay, so this completes the DC analysis part for part A. DC analysis we have completed. Now we'll go to the transient analysis. So for a transient analysis, what we need to do is we need to keep the VDD equal to 5 volt and we need to vary the time from 0 to 5 milliseconds in the steps of 0.1 milliseconds. Okay, so we'll go back to the circuit over here and we'll delete the DC analysis part. We'll delete the .op and we'll again simulate the circuit. We'll run it. And stop time, we have to give it around as, let's say 5 milliseconds. And then we can click it on OK. We need to have to give the, yeah. So time for saving data will be, let's say 0. Maximum step size. Over here, let's say we want it as 0.1 millisecond. Time for start saving the data immediately. So we'll click on OK, right? The moment you click on OK, this dot trans statement will appear 0 to 5. Immediately it starts measuring and the step size is 0.1. So for the timing analysis, transient analysis, the time is changed from 0 to 5 milliseconds. Okay. And here we immediately got a x-axis from 0 to 5 milliseconds. So now what we need to do is, now we need to right click on add case, and we'll add the drain current of M1 and we'll add the drain current of M2 together. So remember, we have to attach them together because if you add only one, it will show in 0 milliamperes. So here it is, the readings are visible over here. So this is around 2.736 and this value is around 5.76 microamperes. So again, there is a better technique to do this using the dot measure statement to be very, very sure, right? So just to be sure, I know the readings are coming very nicely, but just to be sure on the safety side, we can use a slight, very small dot measure statement. Okay, so we'll again go to the dot measure statement. So right now what we can do is we can edit it over here only. So I reference measure dot measure I reference, find ID of M1 when instead of VDD we'll write time. Okay, so at what time we have to take this? Let us check it in the table. So there are two timings over here. For even roll number, the timing is 4 millisecond. Odd roll numbers, you consider 2 millisecond. And for the sample reading, I will consider 3 millisecond. So let me consider 3 milliseconds over here. Okay, let me go to the main screen. Here, when time is equal to 3 milliseconds. Similarly, dot measure I out when time is equal to 3 milliseconds. And then dot measure ratio param I out upon I reference will remain the same. So I'll copy the statements and what I will do is, okay, sorry for that. Yeah, I will put it in the full screen mode. Then I don't require this part. I can delete this part over here. And I can replace the statements. I'll right click over here and overwrite on the statements. Okay, I'll clean them and paste the new ones. Yeah, so done. So this will measure I reference, I out, and the ratio I out upon I reference. That is what we want over here, right? At time equal to 3 milliseconds, what's the value of I reference? What is the value of I out? And what's the value of the ratio I out upon I reference? So let's go back to the simulation and plot it now. So the readings are coming over here. Only thing is you can take this print screen and you can take the print screen of the schematic. And now we have to go to the view spice error log to check out these values. So right now the lambda is 0.04 only. So here the I reference value is coming out to be 2.74. Let's check it out. Actually, we should have started with 0, but it's nevertheless, we have another one, 0.04. All entire table is same. Only thing is just difference is there. Okay. So here, let me check it out. Let me minimize this part over here. Yeah. So your I reference is coming out to be, okay, the mistake over here is that VDD have to be 5 volt. Yeah. So I'll again simulate quickly. So here are the new readings. So please take care of it. VDD has to be 5 volt. You go to view, check the spice error log. Now this will be correct. I'm sure of it. Yeah. So over here we have I reference is equal to, I reference is 7.3753 microamperes. I out is equal to 16.677 microamperes over here at 3 millisecond. And I out upon I reference ratio is 2.26128. Okay. Now let's go back to the OneNote and let's check out the calculations. So since lambda is given as 0.04, the formula changes like this. So we now require VDS2 and VDS1 value. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to quickly comment this part of dot run. We'll right click over here and add a colon. It's commented now. So I'll simulate. It will ask for a simulation profile. I'll give DC operating point and I click on OK. So when I click on OK, now its DC operating points values are available. I'll go to view. I'll go to spice error log. So here they are. I'll maximize this part and I'll copy only the first three things: ID, VGS, and VDS. So I'll close it over here. And now I'll paste these values over here so that I can compare it whether these. Yeah. So now what is happening? When VDD is equal to 5 volt, VGS1 and VGS2 have to be same. It's 1.53. Even VDS1 is same because M1 is direct connected, and VDS2 is very obvious. It's 5 volt. Okay. So we got the value of VDS1 and VDS2. We plug in the values over here. VDS1 came out to be 1.53. VDS2 is 5 volt. You plug in into this formula. W/L ratio doesn't change. It remains the same. It's twice now. W/L of 2 divided by W/L of 1 is twice. So twice into 1 plus 0.04 into 5 divided by 1 plus 0.04 into 1.53. That came out to be 2.26159. So by simulation, we are getting 2.26129. And by calculation, we are getting 2.26159. So they are matching up till 3 decimals. Okay. So in this way, you can complete for 2 millisecond for odd roll numbers and 4 millisecond for even roll numbers. Fine. And now it's just a matter of, okay, you make lambda equal to 0 now. So what I will do is I will make lambda equal to 0 for the next case. So here it is. From 0.04, I made it 0. So now we will again simulate. Okay, we don't require the operating point. So we'll delete the operating point values over here also and from here also. And we'll uncomment dot run. So when we uncomment dot run, we get something like this. Yeah. So now we simulated again. We'll go to simulate. We'll click on run. Yeah. And over here, we will plot ID of M1. And again, we will plot ID of M2. Yeah. So both of these plots, I mean, we are getting the value as constant throughout for all the time, but we have written the dot measure statement. So we'll go to view and we'll go to the spice error log. And these are the values which we are getting. I reference is 7 point. Let us check it out over here. For the second table, for the first part, actually for lambda equal to 0, I reference is coming out to be 7.3276 microamperes. I out is 14.6553 microamperes. I out upon I reference is 2. And by calculation, let us check it out. So if lambda is 0, the I out upon I reference is just W/L of 2 divided by W/L of 1. Okay, so its ratio is 2, right? So in this table, the I out upon I reference is coming out to be 2 exactly. Okay, so this is how you confirm and complete your, you do the calculation for any one of the cases, right? And this is how we perform the transient analysis. and note down the value of I reference, I out upon I reference by simulation and by calculation. So this will complete part number A. Okay. So we'll take a break of half a minute and then we will resume. So I'll revise up till then what we have done. So we are doing experiment number 6, analysis of various current mirror circuits. So we have simulated the circuit in LT-Spice like this, and we have performed the DC analysis and the transient analysis to find out the I reference value, I out value, and the ratio I out upon I reference. And we match those values with the calculated values which are obtained using the formula, and they are inconsistent with the formula value. With the readings are consistent with the calculated value, the simulation reading. So yeah, let's start the part B. So part B, what we need to do is just the extension of part A. In part A, we had just one current mirror and one device where we calculate I out. So now we have connected two more devices with different ratios. Okay, with a different aspect ratio. So we can measure I out 2 and I out 3. So the procedure remains the same. First, we have to only do the transient analysis over here. So we need to vary the, we need to connect the circuit as per the figure 8 was 6.2, and then we need to perform the transient analysis, vary time from 0 to 5 in the steps of 0.1 millisecond, and plot I out 1, I out 2, I out 3, and I reference, right, with lambda equal to 0 for all the transistors and VDD equal to 5 volt. Now we have to note down both the currents, I mean all the currents at any timing between 0 to 5, let's say 2 millisecond, and find the ratios I out 1 divided by I reference, I out 2 divided by I reference, and I out 3 divided by I reference. And then we have to repeat step number 2 and 3 with lambda equal to 0.04. Okay, understood? So let us begin. Here the common parameters are given, and the parameters which are different are also given. So the transistor widths are different for every transistor. Rest all the parameters are same. So we need to modify our circuit which we have drawn. So yeah, so we'll do that. So what we will do is we will minimize this thing. Okay, and we will push this a little down so that we have the space on the right hand side to draw the diagram. So we can call this as a basic current mirror. We will do the connections over here. Yeah. So yeah, let us begin now. So what we need to do is basically, let me expand this part so that it's clear to you. Okay. So what needs to be done is we have to add few more transistors over here to the right hand side. Okay. So what we will do is we will, let me just capture this VDD and push it onto the right hand side so that we can fit more of this transistors onto the right hand side. So now I will be copying this part because this part we have to repeat it over here, and then again we have to repeat it over here. Okay, and then we have to do the connection. Only this much is required, right? And then we have to connect the ground together. So all the grounds are together, and the base terminals have to be tied together. So base terminal, the gate terminal. So the gate terminal, I am tying it from here. Yeah. So the circuit connections are done. Okay. It is as per given in this diagram. Fine. You can check it out. And now we have to name the transistors properly. So over here we'll write NMOS 3, NMOS 3, and here we will write NMOS 4. Here we will write I out of 1. This is I out of 2. And this is I out of 3, the labeling part. Yeah. So rest all we have to add it in the dot measure statement. Let me close this part, simulated part. So here we have to add the dot model statement. So basically, we have to, I will sing it over here. Now, let me see if there is double dot coming. Yeah. So now we have to add for NMOS 3 and 4. So NMOS 3, I'll copy this too, and I'll press Control C. and then I'll press Control M and add it. So now we have to add it very, very carefully. What are the values? So VTO values is same for all, L value is same for all, lambda value is same for all, KP value is same, and gamma is 0. Okay. So what we needs to be done? W. So yeah, let me just check it out. W1 is 10 micrometer. Yes. W2 is 5 micrometer. So we'll change it to 5 micrometer. Then we have W3 as 15. So I'm changing it to 15 and W4 as 30. Okay, so these are the parameters. We'll call this as NMOS3 and NMOS4. Okay, so we have done the changes in the dot model statement and we are ready to simulate the circuit. Fine. So let us check the observation table, what we needs to be done over here. So we need to find the ratios of I out 1 divided by I reference. That's one current mirror. So we are from one reference source, we are generating I out 1, I out 2, and I out 3 with the help of M2, M3, and M4 transistors. Okay. Now we need to calculate the ratio. First of all, we need to calculate I reference. Then we need to measure I out 1, I out 2, and I out 3 by transient analysis, right? And then finally, we have to plot them and also find the ratio I out 1 and divided by I reference, I out 2 divided by I reference, and I out 3 divided by I reference by simulation and by calculation. Okay, for lambda equal to 0 first. So yeah, for lambda equal to 0, let me just fit this to screen. We need to do the transient analysis from 0 to 5 millisecond in the steps of 0.1 millisecond. Lambda is 0, lambda 1 to 4 is 0, meaning that lambda 1 for M1 to M2, M3, and M4, for all the cases, lambda is 0. So we have again picked the same time, 2 millisecond for odd roll numbers, 4 millisecond for even roll numbers, and 3 millisecond for the sample case. So now let us begin with the calculation. But here we want to measure I out 1, I out 2, I out 3. And we have to calculate the ratio I out 1 upon I reference, I out 2 upon I reference, and I out 3 upon I reference. So we have to add a few more dot measure statements. So how we will do that? This is the dot measure statement for calculating I reference. Very, very, very straightforward. Then we call this as I out 1. This is the current flowing through M2 transistor, right? I out 1, yes. I out 2 is current flowing through M3. I out, this is should be 3. I out 3 should be the current flowing through M4 transistor. Okay. So I will accordingly copy the statement again over here and add it 2 more times. 1, 2. And I'm calling this as I out 2. This as I out 3. This is M3 transistor. This is M4 transistor. Okay. So I've calculated I reference, I out 1, I out 2, and I out 3. So now I have to measure the ratio. I mean, I'll calculate the ratio I out upon I reference, I out 1 upon I reference, in fact. Then similarly, I have to add it 2 more times. Why I have to add it 2 more times? Because I want to calculate the different ratios. So I'm calling it ratio 1 and ratio 2. So here it will be I out 2 divided by I reference, and here it will be I out 3 divided by I reference. So this I will be copying it. These dot statements I'll be copying it in the main circuit. Okay, so I'll maximize this part and I will be able to right click over here, cancel, and then I'll override with those statements. Okay, so our statements are ready over here. We have to just simulate. It's a basic current mirror, but with the different current ratios, right? Transistor ratio, I out 1, I out 2, I out 3 is different. So we will go to simulate. We'll click on run. X-axis appears as usual. Now here we have to plot ID1, ID2, ID3, ID4. So ID1 first. Then we need to plot ID2. Then we need to plot ID3. Then we need to plot ID4. Okay. So once you plot all the 4 currents, you can take the print screen of this. I know the current will be same throughout, but still we need to do the calculations, right? For accurate calculation, you have already written the dot measure statement. So we have to go to view and we have to go to the SPICE error log. And here are the readings readily available with us. We have to just enter these readings in the observation table, right? So let's go back to the observation table over here and let's check it that at 3 milliseconds, are the values coming out to be proper. Okay. So I reference value came out to be 7.3276 microamperes. I out one value is 3.66382 microamperes. I out two value came out to be 10.9915 microamperes. I out three value is 21.9829 microamperes. Okay. And I out one upon I reference ratio is 0.5, right? I2, I out 2 divided by I reference ratio is 1.5, and I out 3 divided by I reference ratio is 3. Very, very straightforward, right? Now let's check the calculation. Now this is for, remember, this is for lambda equal to 0. So let's check the calculations over here. Yeah. So it's very straightforward when lambda is equal to 0. I out 1 upon I reference is W by L of 2 divided by W by L of 1. So W1, width is 10 micrometer. W2 width is 5 micrometer. Length is same for all. So it's basically W2 upon W1. So basically that will be half, 0.5. Okay. I out 2 divided by I reference will be W by L of 3. Why W by L of 3? And here why W by L of 2? Anyone wants to clarify? See, your I reference is associated with M1 transistor. Okay. Your I out 1 is associated with M1, M2 transistor. Your I out 2 is associated with M3 transistor, and your I out 3 is associated with M4 transistor. Okay. If you wish to change the name of the transistors, you can do that. We can call this as M reference, M1, M2, M3. But since we are following the syntax, we will be, we will be using the same one. Okay. So what we will do is over here is, let us go back over here, right? So that's why we write over here, I out 2 upon I out I reference is equal to W by L of 3 divided by W by L of 1. That will be around 1.5 because that will be around 3 divided by 2. And I out of 3 divided by I reference is W by L of 4 divided by W by L of 1. That will be 5 divided by 2. That, 6 divided by 2, that will be 3. Okay. So the readings in the table are very, very accurate. They are coming out to be exactly the same. We can check it out. So I out 1 divided by I reference, by simulation and calculation, they are exactly matching. Same is the case for I out 2 divided by I reference and I out 3 divided by I reference. Okay, the values are coming exactly same. Now we have to repeat this part for lambda equal to 0.04. Sorry for that. It's 0.04, not 0.4. Let me change this from here. Let me copy this out and put the values over here as 0.04. Okay. So over here we have 0.04, the value of lambda. So we add the value over here. We have, okay, I have cut it. Yeah. So lambda 1 to 4 is 0.04. Now we enter this in the LT Spice. We'll go to LT Spice and we change the lambda value to 0.04 for all. So this is 0.04. This is 0.04 for M3 transistor and for M4 transistor. We have to do just this much. And then we have to simulate the circuit. We are readily getting the graphs. So you can take this print screen, mention the case, which case you are doing. Okay, over here. And then again, we'll go back to view and check the spice error log. So here are the updated values. Okay, I reference, I out 1, I out 2, I out 3. Let us check it out whether we are getting it inconsistent with the calculations. Yeah. So for lambda equal to 0.04, I reference, if you notice, it's not changing. Earlier also it was, I reference is also slightly changing because of the lambda value, because M1 is also getting affected. So I reference is 7.3753 microamperes. I out 1 is 4.1694 microamperes. Over here also we are getting. I out 2 is 12.5082 microamperes. And I out 3 is 25.0165 microamperes. I out 1 divided by I reference is coming out to be 0.56532. I out 2 divided by I reference is 1.69596. And I out 3 divided by I reference is 3.39192. Okay. Now we have to perform the check it out using the calculation. So how do we do the calculation for this? Because lambda is now given non-zero. So we have to write the formula slightly changes. We have 1 plus lambda VDS coming into picture because lambda is not 0. So in the first formula, in all the results, we require VDS1, VDS2, VDS3, and VDS4. So we have to quickly do the dot OP analysis. So for that, we have to just right click over here and put a comment the part of dot tran. Will again simulate. And now we will select the DC operating point. Click on OK. We close this window. Now we can go to view, spice error log, and here you see we can copy the first three part. Okay, this will give us the VDS value for every transistor. So now I'll right click, go to comment, and I'll add this 4 statements over here. Okay, I'll add it over here, no problem. Yeah, so here you can see VDS 1 is basically 1.53, VDS 2 is basically 5, VDS 3 and 4 is also 5. So except for VDS 1, which is 1.53, all other VDS value are 5. Okay, so we'll go back over here, and as you can see, for the VDS 1 only there is 1.53. For all the other cases, it's 5. Okay, we already calculated this ratio. This was 0.5. So 0.5 into this. So you are getting it 0.56539. Okay, and IOUT2 divided by I reference, this was 1.5. So 1.5 into this fraction, you will get 1.6962. And IOUT3 upon I reference, this was 3. 30 by 5 divided by 10 by 5, that will be 3 into this fraction. So we are getting 3.3923. Okay. So now let's check out the calculation values. So by simulation, IOUT1 upon I reference came out to be 0.56539. So it's matching up till 3 decimals. IOUT2 upon I reference is basically 1.6962 by calculation. By simulation is coming out to be 1.6959. IOUT3 upon I reference is 3.391. And for IOUT3 upon I reference, calculated value is 3.392. Okay. So yeah, in this manner, you can complete the table for 2 milliseconds for odd roll numbers, completed for 2 milliseconds, and even roll numbers completed for 4 milliseconds. Okay. So I guess that's it for this lab. This is the first part. The next part, that is cascode current mirror, we will continue next time. Okay. So that's how you perform the simple experiment on the basic current mirror. So that's all for this time. Next time we will begin and with the analysis of your cascode current mirror. So until then, have a good day and thank you.